Hi guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, it's going to be a PUBG mobile video. Now I'm going to be talking about, is PUBG dead? Now I still enjoy PUBG. I know not many people do. It's definitely better on the PC. I know that, and I know a lot of people still play it. And I think last weekend PUBG had 20,000 live players, if I'm correct. So obviously Fortnite's taken over. I think everyone plays Fortnite. Everyone has a PS4, Xbox, PC, even on the phone now. It's expanded to that. So I'm just thinking, is PUBG still good? Now I still really like PUBG, and in this game I get a 9 kill win. It's a shame, could have been a 10 kill, but the guy killed himself in the storm. I couldn't find him, so. But yeah, I don't think PUBG's dead. Now there's a few reasons for this. First reason, it's still a good game. It's still a battle royale game. It may not be as good as Fortnite, but I think they've put a lot more work into the phone version. The Fortnite phone version servers aren't good enough, so you have to be invited to play. Now most people have about 4 or 5 invites now to themselves, and they'll just give them their friends friend codes. But PUBG, the servers are better. It's a lot less laggy, especially for people with worse phones, not like a 7 or an 8, even a 10 now. Don't know why they skipped out 9, but there you go. So it's easier for people with worse phones. There's a different variety range. Anyone can play. You just download it. You can get straight into the game. You can sign in with Facebook, or you can just do a guest. You can do solo, duo, and squads as normal, like most of the battle royale games nowadays. So I don't believe PUBG's dead. That's my first reason I don't think it is. But there's also another subject I'd like to talk about in this video. Now I thought I'd do a little bit of the video would be about whether PUBG is still good or not, and then the second half about the video will be about a news show that aired in Australia about whether Fortnite should be banned. Now obviously I play PUBG, but I still love Fortnite. Fortnite is my favourite game at the moment. But they were saying that Fortnite is a violent game and parents are shocked and experts are scared. Now the woman who was doing this show, she needed to do more research. She was supposed to be a game expert, but she didn't know her facts. She said that you can be killed in various different ways, which that's correct, using rifles, snipers, and murdering people with pickaxes. Now, in one case, yes, that's correct, but it's not that violent, and it's not just about killing. She stated more than once in the TV show, Fortnite is just about killing people. And she said that you're aiming down the gun first person, you're looking down the gun. That's not correct. You're only looking down a gun in first person when you are either using a sniper or a scoped assault rifle. So there's no other time you're actually looking down first person. Person. So that's another fact she got wrong. And the next thing, I have to take a breath there, because a lot of information come out then. They're thinking maybe they should ban it in Australia, which I find that a bit stupid. They think the rating is too low, because most of the other games where people you kill people, the ratings are 18 or mature. Fortnite is a 12, but it comes into place that it is a cartoon game, and it's not like PUBG, for example. There's blood in this. Look, you'll see in the back video. I think I get 3 kills about now. I just killed the second guy. That's what I mean. This game is more based on killing people and trying to survive. I still like the game, but it's higher rated, like a higher age rating. This is just a guideline. You don't have to follow this. You have to be over 18 to buy the game with your own money. You can give your parents the money, they can buy it for you. And you can't buy the game. If you look under 18, they'll ask you they have to make sure you're over 18 in a shop if you try and buy a game the age of that's an 18 plus. Doesn't mean you can't play it, it just means you can't purchase it. It is a guideline. The other point they made was there's 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds playing this. Now, you can't blame the game for that. You have to blame the parents. It is not the game's fault that the parents are letting their 4 or 5-year-old kids buy a PS4, which is fine. I think everyone who likes games should be allowed to game. They should be allowed to game. Maybe even if it's on the phone or anything like that. If they want to, and they have the option and the resources, so a gaming console, a phone, an iPad, really anything you can play games on, they should be allowed to play games. But there is a limit. I believe there should be a limit. Like, if you're letting your 5-year-old play a game that is rated 12 for 4 hours a day, then you can't blame the game. It all comes down to parenting and discipline. You need to discipline your children, and if you don't want them going on the game for 4 hours a day, they're not going to stop you. They're 4 or 5 years old, maybe 12. You say, oh, can you come off PS4, Xbox, PC, whatever you play? Come off now, come interact with the family. Now, I believe gaming should be allowed, as I said, but kids should still have to do their homework first. Things like that should come into place. You shouldn't just be allowed to play games 8-9 hours a day and do nothing. If that's your job or that's your hobby, and you have to think it's all right, but because you can do a job with YouTube now, which is, a lot of people love that and they make a lot of money, and it is definitely a good way to live. But you have to also think, would you rather your kid be out till 10 o'clock at night in a park, or sitting at home where they're safe playing video game with their real friends? They're still interacting with people. It's like, what would you rather? You have to think about it. And really, I don't think Fortnite is that violent. They kept trying to say the game is about just killing people. You know it's not. Everyone who will play Fortnite, they'll know it's not about killing. It's building, there's skill, deciding what guns you have to carry. That makes it sound a bit bad. Yeah, deciding what guns you have to carry and building so you can shoot other people. But in the end, it has an age rating of 12. It's a cartoon game, so I think it's a fitting rating. People are thinking that it should be over a 12. Really, I don't think it should be over a 12 rating. There was a bit of rumour about an emote coming out where it tell your enemies to go F themselves and put out your middle finger. Like what they do in Guardians of the Galaxy, where he pretended his hand was a machine. They're thinking about bringing that. In that case, I feel like a lot of people would complain. They don't actually know what's happening, but I feel like they'd want to get involved. Some people just want the drama. They like being involved, even though they don't know anything about it. I think it'll probably blow up on Twitter. Parents will be like, oh, this is such a problem. They're teaching my kids swear words. Oh. But I think most of the kids that are playing this game have probably heard you swear before. They've probably, depending on their age, they've heard most of the swear words, really. If they're a 4-year-old, well, that's why you shouldn't be letting them play the game. Like 4-year-olds, yeah, they can play a game. I think I started gaming when I was about 7. I wasn't 4, but I still, went outside, played with trees. But it's like, why get an outrage about the game? It says it has parents and experts worried. This parents and experts worried, but the expert they had on the show actually said they think that Fortnite is a good game, and they have restrictions. It's like you don't have to buy money for everything. You can play the game for free. It's a free game, and you it's a 12. There is a rating on it, and it's a guideline. If you don't think your kids should be playing games like that, then you're in charge. You have to take control. You can't blame it on the game. People are lazy, and what they'll do is they'll blame it on the game instead of actually taking responsibility for themselves. They'd rather blame it on someone else than try and take responsibility. Now, it's better to just, let the kid play the game, depending on their age. Whatever you think's best. Like, I'm not judging parents. I'm not trying to say parents are doing something wrong, because the way you want to bring up your child, that's your own decision. But you can't blame something on someone else. You can't blame something on someone else, like the game. You can't blame the game that your kid's on the game 8 hours a day and doesn't want to come off. You can blame the game they don't want to come off. because the game, it's a great game and it's addicting. But it's the same with PUBG. No one got angry though, because the game had I don't exactly know. I think it's a 16. I think the rating on it is 16. It's 17 or 16 up. So because there's violence, there's blood. There's no blood in Fortnite. But where it's violence, parents think that gaming, and this was kind of a thing for a little while, people would look down on gamers. Gamers were looked down on because they thought it brought out violence and encouraged violence. It doesn't encourage violence, but I'm just going to stop talking about the subject. As you can see here, I tried to climb up a mountain that was unclimbable and crashed a speedboat into a wall. That's just my expert gaming skills, you know. Best gamer, better than Ninja. I challenge you, 1v1 me on Fortnite, because that's possible. Yeah. So, I believe that you can't blame the game. I know I've said it a lot, but you really can't blame the game. Now, I think this aired in Australia. I think there was two news shows about this. I think 2 news shows covered it. If I'm correct. Now, I'm not the first person to do a video on this. One of the YouTubers I watch, not all the time, but watch every now and then, he did a video on this about he's Australian, and this aired in Australia, so I don't really watch the Australian news, but I saw the news show on YouTube, so I know what's been going on, and there's a lot of speculation with Fortnite, and saying it's too violent. I really don't think it is. It all comes down to the parents. If they don't want your 5-year-old kid playing it, then don't let them. If you don't want your 12-year-old kid playing it, don't let them. But it comes to a time, like, don't complain. Like, if you don't want your kid playing it, don't complain. Don't go on Instagram, Facebook, like, oh, my kid won't get off Fortnite. What shall I do? You go in there and you tell them to come off. You can't blame it on someone else. There is restrictions, there's guidelines. Well, that's all I have to say, guys. I will see you in the next video. Hope you enjoy the rest of this gameplay. This was, I think I already said, 9-kill win. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.